Good morning, student. In our previous lecture, we have discussed some prior important parameter and how we are going to calculate that important parameter we have discussed, such as indicated power, mean effective pressures, and brake power with the help of rope brake dynamometer. Now we'll discuss the experimental method to calculate the indicated power. So here we are not using the PV diagram or indicator diagram. So with the help of pure experimental method, we are calculating the frictional power or indicated power. So what is the mass stress? Mass stress can be used for determine the frictional power or indicated power of multi-cylinder in IC engine. So we are using this method only for multi-cylinder engine. We cannot apply mass stress on single cylinder engine. So this method is used for determining the frictional or indicated power of multi-cylinder IC engine. So generally 3 cylinder and more cylinder engine, we can apply the mass test. So how we are going to find out the frictional power or indicated power? So what we are doing in mass test initially, so in previous lecture I have discussed you the Williams line method. So what for different load conditions, what what I did for different load conditions, we have find out the brake power. So here also what we are doing, we are having the only one apparatus, that is the dynamometer. Now you have to think that we are having the only one apparatus. With the help of that equipment or component, we can find out the brake power, that is nothing but the dynamometer. So what we are doing for different conditions, we are finding out the brake power. What we are doing, we are finding out the brake power, and with the finding of that brake power for different conditions, we can able to find out the indicated power. Once we are finding out the brake power as well as indicated power, we can easily find out the frictional power. So what are the different conditions we are achieving? So in SI engine, what we are doing, we are as we have discussed at the initiation of this lecture. So we are going to apply this mass test for the multi-cylinder engine. So what we are doing in mass test? In mass test, we are cutting the cylinder one by one, and we are measuring the brake power. So if there is a four cylinder engines are there, so what we will do, we will create the 5 load conditions. What 5 different condition? 1 2 3 4 5. So I am telling you, so what we are going to do, we are having the only one apparatus with you, that is the dynamometer, and with the help of that dynamometer, we are going to calculate the brake power. And for that, what I did, in case of 4 cylinder engine, I am going to find out brake power for 5 different conditions. So first, what is the first condition? In first condition, when all 4 cylinder are working, what I am saying, first condition is the 4 cylinders are working. In second condition, I will cut off the first cylinder. What I will do, I will cut off the first cylinder. In in third condition, I will cut off the second cylinder. In fourth condition, I will cut off the third cylinder, and in fifth condition, I will cut off the fourth cylinder. As there are 4 cylinders are there, so what I am doing, I am cutting off each cylinder at a time. So in second case, I have cut it off the first cylinder, and in third case, I am going to cut off the second cylinder. In fourth case, I am going to cut off the third cylinder, and in fifth case, I am going to cut off the fourth cylinder. And in all these 5 cases, I am going to find out the brake power. So when the condition is 1, 4 cylinders are working, I will find out the total brake power, and that I will denote by BP, brake power. When I am cutting the first cylinder, I will give the total brake power measured by the engine. I will give the BP1. So here I will give the BP2 when second cylinder is going to cut off. Then I will give the BP3, and in fifth condition I will give the BP4. So now you should aware of the indication when all four cylinders are working, and in that case I am going to measure the brake power, that is the total brake power. Then what I will do in second case, I will cut off the first cylinder of four cylinder engine. So then I will measure the brake power, because we are having the single apparatus with which we are going to measure the brake power. So I will measure the brake power when first cylinder is in. So denotation I am giving, that is the BP1. When second cylinder I am going to cut, then I will give the indication of BP2, and then fourth cylinder I am going to BP3 and BP4. So now I am going to compare this. What I am going to compare this? But whenever we are comparing, then the operating condition should be same. So what we will do? We are going to keep the constant speed. So this, whatever the brake power we are going to measure, that should be measured at constant speed. We have to measure at constant speed, means we are going to compare it. So whenever we are going to compare, all the condition related with all the four cases should be same. So for that, what I am going to do, we have to maintain the constant speed while measuring the all the brake powers. Now we can analyze it with the help of four cylinder engine diagram. So these are the given here. You see, B is the brake power of engine when all cylinders are working. B1 is the brake power of engine when cylinder number 1 is cut off. B2 is the brake power of engine when cylinder number 2 is cut off. B3 is the brake power of engine when cylinder number 3 is cut off, and B4 is the brake power of engine when cylinder number 4 is cut off. So now you have to measure all the brake power at constant speed. We have to measure this all the brake power at constant speed. So how we are going to do? When we are measuring when all cylinders are working, whatever the brake power we will measure, that will be higher. And while measuring that brake power, what we will do? We will start the engine and we will put on the load, and after that we'll keeps on running for some time. When the steady state condition is operating, at that time we will measure the speed, we will note down that speed, and at that speed we will measure the brake power. So what we are doing? We have to what we have to do? We have to keep, first of all, we have to measure we have to note the N. We have to notate the N, means that is the speed of the engine, and at that speed of engine, so if I am saying the N is 1200 rpm, so at 1200 rpm I will measure the brake power of engine when all the cylinders are working. So now in second case, what I will do? I will cut off the first cylinder. Then as the cutting of the first cylinder is there, brake power produced will be lesser, and due to that, speed of the engine will be, what will happen? As we are cutting, so there will be the speed of the engine will get reduced. It may be reduced to 1000. So now, as we have cut it off the first cylinder and speed is reduced, so what we will do? We will reduce the load. And we will bring the speed equal to 1200 rpm. We will reduce the load, and with the help of reducing load, we will bring the speed equal to 1200 rpm, so that we can measure the brake power at 1200 rpm, so that we can compare with the total brake power. So after bringing the 1200 rpm, we'll measure the B1, we'll measure the brake one, that is the when first cylinder is cut off. So now the same process will carry out for the all the 4 cylinder. Now we'll analyze it. Now I am going to draw the cylinders. So this is the first cylinder, this is the second, this third, this is fourth. So I am going to draw the crankshaft. So I am saying this, if this is the crankshaft, this is the crankshaft, and this is the pistons, these are the pistons. Now we have already discussed. So if it is, this is the cylinder number, so this is connected with here, this is connected here, the pistons. So this is the crankshaft and these are the cylinders. So this is the cylinder number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now inside the cylinder there will be the IP, indicated power. So I can say this is IP1. So here IP, so I can say oh sorry, so I will draw it. So these are the crankshaft I drawn. So this crankshaft is not that much accurate because it should be firing order will be different. So for the sake of understanding, let it be like this. So we here, so this is the first cylinder. So we can say this is I1. It's indicated power of first cylinder, indicated power of second cylinder, indicated power of third cylinder, indicated power of fourth cylinder. So at the shaft we will get B1, we will get B2, we will get B3 and we will get B4, we will get B4. Now see, when all the 4 cylinders are working, there will be the indicator power will produce in all the 4 cylinder and we will get the all the brake powers also. So we can say that total IP is equal to total, so we can say IP1 plus, sorry, I will take the I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 is equal to, I am telling that this is the F1. So this is F1 means frictional power, this is F2 frictional power of second cylinder, frictional power of third cylinder, frictional power of fourth cylinder. So minus all F is equal to BP is equal to BP. So this expression will get when all the 4 cylinders are working. When all the 4 cylinders are working. When first cylinders are working, then in second case we have cut it of the first cylinder. What we did, we have cut it of the first cylinder. So here indicated power of first cylinder will not be there, brake power of first cylinder will not be there, and but the frictional power will be there. What will be there? Frictional power will be there, and here what will get, indicated power will be tends to 0 and brake power will reduce and we will get the brake power of BP1, brake power of BP1. So this is the BP1 is lesser than previous when 4 cylinders are working, so that is a BP. So now if you are subtracting this, the expression when we got first cylinders are cut off, and we are deducting this expression from the expression, previous expression when all 4 cylinders are working. So with the help of that, what we will do now, see, frictional, all the frictional forces will be there, so it will get reduced, it will get subtracted, it will get nullified, because we are subtracting it from previous one, so it will get cancelled. This frictional power will get cancelled, it will get cancelled. All the IPs, means this I2, I3 and I4 will get cancelled, it will get cancelled because it is in previous expression will be there. So but in previous expression there will is already additional IP is there, so this IP will be there, and we have calculated BP in previous expression, and now we have calculated this BP1. So this difference will give you the indicated power of first cylinder. This difference will give you the indicated power of first cylinder. Now see, this is the case we have discussed over here. This is the I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 minus F1 minus F2 F1. So in second case B1, what? I1 is not there. What is this? I1 is not there. So this I1 is deducted now. So if you are deducting it, so now see, if you are no, we are deducting it, means if you are keeping it minus, so this all will become minus, so this will become plus, so it will get cancelled, so I2 will get cancelled, I3 will get cancelled, I4 will get cancelled, and so this is the BP, and this is so this is B, and this is B1. So we'll get I1 is equal to B, means total brake power when 4 cylinders are working, minus B1, total brake power when first cylinder is cut off. So if you are comparing this, we can calculate the indicated power of first cylinder when we are cutting off the first cylinder. So likewise we can calculate the indicated power of second cylinder, indicated power of third cylinder, indicated power of fourth cylinder. So now we know that we are having the apparatus, with that we have already calculated the brake powers. So brake power for total when first condition when all the cylinders are working, so B1 is the brake power of second condition when first cylinder is cut off, B2 is the when second cylinder is cut off, B3 third cylinder is cut off, and B4 fourth cylinder is cut off. So with the help of that, we are able to calculate the I1, I2, I3, I4, which are the indicated power of all 4 cylinder. If you are getting the indicated power of all cylinders, so we can get the total indicated power of engine by summing the individual indicated power of cylinder. So this is the total indicated power. So we can easily calculate this indicated power of all 4 cylinders, so we'll get the total indicated power, and already we have calculated the total brake power, so we can easily calculate the frictional power, as we know the total brake power and as we know the total indicated power. So with the help of these we can calculate the frictional power, indicated power by using Morse test. So this is the Morse test. I hope you may have understand this Morse test. Understand this Morse test. So one more so these are the efficiencies are there. We have already discussed in Otto cycle, diesel cycle and dual cycle, and these formulas are important to solve the problems. So we are going to discuss about the problem. in coming lectures once we are finishing the heat balance sheet, mm, after discussing the heat balance sheet. So I think this lecture also become too long, so we'll discuss the heat balance sheet in next lecture. Thank you.